Well, time to fire up Big Stinky again. What is up, loud and proud crowd? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm actually in Big Stinky on my way to the post office to ship out more keychains. Link in bio. We are probably going to try to touch on more of Nasty Red today. That exhaust leak is just bothering me. Yeah, I just can't get that out of my head about the fact that it's making that sound when you rev it up, and it's just annoying. And my dad and I, we were out there again yesterday. We're like, we got to pinpoint this exhaust leak because it's just annoying. So it's never good to have an exhaust leak under the hood, especially when it's quite substantial and you can literally see coal being rolled. Look at this freaking Super Duty. Holy moly. Wow. Deleted and everything. That is a man's truck right there. That truck was absolutely awesome. I changed out the gasket actually just yesterday off camera because there's certain times when you want to try to get footage to fill people in, and then there's certain times when you just got to try to fix and repair stuff because it's just getting behind. So you just got to keep the camera down and just work. But yesterday I did change out the gasket. Not change it out, I put it in because I forgot to put it in. It goes in between the flange that takes the exhaust from the HX35 and dumps it into the exhaust portion side of the S475 board one. And I got that put in, and that's good now. Now it's not leaking around there, but it's still leaking. So there's still an exhaust leak somewhere, and it's not there now. So we took a flashlight out there, and I was looking around, and while Dad revved it up a couple light times. There's two bolts obviously for the manifold on the very last cylinder. The bottom one, right down there at the bottom, you can see a little smoke puffing out when he revs it up. You can just see a little smoke shoot down, almost like it's shooting straight down at the 475 back there. Just smoking pretty good. So there's a pretty good gap somewhere there. We're gonna have to take off some of the piping kit and stuff like that from the compound system and just try to fix it. It shouldn't be a big deal. In the garage here with the Nasty Red 12 valve, and I'm just kind of doing my observations here and trying to pinpoint the exact location of the leak so I can show you guys where it is happening and why that ticking noise is still there even though I changed out the gasket. I was in between that flange right down back there where the light's at right now, connecting up to the board warner S475. Right in there is the culprit. So let me try to zoom this camera, and I'm holding the camera with one hand. Can I zoom it with my pointer finger, my index finger? Okay. Here we go, right there. You can see that soot. So that's what we got to try to address. Otherwise, none of these other ones have soot leaking around any of the gaskets or anything. So I don't know why only that one is, and go figure, it's the furthest one back there. Just kind of always how it has to end up being. But anyways, I'm just kind of gonna go off camera and try to fix that as much as I can. And if I get it fixed, I'll definitely let you know and fill you guys in. 45 minutes later, if you look on here, I thought it was cylinder 6 that had the exhaust leak, and it's actually 5. And look at 5 and how there's all that soot around the outside. Look at down by the bolt, there's even soot down there. And then 6, it's not that bad. There's like, there's like maybe a little bit down there by the bolt that's kind of leaking. But if you look at that head stud bolt right there in between 5 and 6, it is just covered in soot. And I think it's because 5 right there is spraying out on both sides. 5 is just coated with soot all the way around. So obviously there's just some kind of issue with the mounting of possibly the gasket, or just a cleanliness of if that's the right word for it, of the surface surrounding. But if you look at 6, it's actually not really any soot leak around it at all. There's a little bit of black soot on the side of that, but that's from it shooting out of cylinder 5 right over to that head stud bolt and the side right next to cylinder 6 as well. This only took about 45 minutes to get everything pulled out of there, so really fairly easy to dismantle. Number 5 here on the manifold as well. Right now it's flopped around from where it would be mounted on there, but if you look around here, they're all pretty good, but they could definitely be like probably wire brushed and cleaned a little bit. But the 5, I couldn't figure out why 5 of all of them is leaking so bad. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually just going to basically look at the gasket itself too that came off of 5. Number 5 sticks out like a sore thumb. They're all super clean and shiny, and then you got this one leaking really bad. So look at it, both sides are covered in soot. So this could be a little bit tricky to pinpoint in terms of how exactly the exhaust leak is happening, but it's it's a pretty severe leak. Do a little bit more observing of the manifold, brushing everything down with a wire brush very lightly just so I don't mess up the smoothness of the surface. Just to clean up, get the soot off, any grime, any kind of buildup that could be around there. Then also do the same thing under the hood up along the block. Just be very careful and just kind of take like maybe some paper towel and a little bit of like really light sandpaper or like a wire brush and just kind of wire brush away any grime or, you know, soot that could be built up around the manifold, the exhaust manifold itself on the manifold, and, you know, just the exhaust side here coming out of the block. If I happen to find anything that stands out to me, I will definitely let you guys know. 3 or 4-ish more hours went by. Everything's mounted back up. The HX35, the down flange on the back of that, the gasket in between that, all the gaskets for the manifold. I actually swapped out the one that was on cylinder 5 because it was leaking so bad, and I moved it to cylinder 1 on the manifold just to be safe, you know, whatever, because that one was a little bit marred up. For a fact, if I can check cylinder 1 very easily to see if it happens to be, you know, leaking. Maybe it's just the gasket now, I don't know. But we're gonna hope none of that happens and it's all gonna be perfect. Sorry I didn't film anything, you guys have already seen that whole process of assembling the whole kit. Everything's sealed back off, and I put a little bit more attention focused on sealing off 5 and 6 back there, making sure I got those closed off before I did any of the other bolts on the manifold. And then I kind of went in like a star pattern, like a back and forth, to evenly tighten it down. But I wanted to make sure I got 5 and 6 down the most first, and I actually went back after I did all the other ones, tightened down real snug, and then I actually checked that again just to make sure they were, you know, tight in there. I got my fingers crossed, and I already set my prayers up. I'm just hoping this thing does not have the leak anymore, because I'm tired of having to redo stuff. It's a pain in the butt. A lot of it is self-error, just not paying attention to the fine detail, but I'm just done redoing stuff on this truck. Jinx myself, but so far when I walked around I didn't hear any ticking. Did we finally fix the mysterious ticking sound? Like I said, guys, I don't want to jinx myself yet, but so far not a single ticking sound, and I am just happy as can be thus far. But we're going to take it down the road, get it pushing a little bit of RPM before I say it's officially fixed. Now that freaking shifter is rattling like a dog, but oh my gosh. The ticking sound is gone. Guys, it is gone, and I'm so freaking happy. Now Nash Stewart is officially running like it should be, and I'm so excited right now. Do you hear that? Oh wait, no, you don't hear anything. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so happy right now. You rev it up. Oh, only turbo sound, no ticking noises. That's awesome. Now that this thing's not ticking, I want to be able to appreciate a good running 12 valve. Like it's just turbo. It's a little bit too noisy to be just turbo. Well, that extra loud whistle's gone too. Look both ways. Now it's just the turbo. Like it's seriously just turbo noise. This thing just moves. It just glides. It just rides so smooth. It rides like a Cadillac. I don't know why. It just does. It just feels like it's just gliding over these roads. We just passed the previous owner's house. I wonder if he would recognize his truck almost if you brought it up. I mean, it looks so different. mean, this thing just breaks tires loose now. I mean, it just runs like a champ. I'm so stoked. Guys, can't wait to tell my dad, like, yeah, officially, Nasty Red is ready to hook up to a trailer. Like, it is good to go. It is ready to go. No more sounds, boys and girls. Just running happy as can be. That's a good feeling right there. I mean, you can like hear the fuel running. Yeah, I'll tell you what I mean. You can hear it up at the pump, and you can hear it back here. Listen for that ticking sound. That's the fuel pump. I don't know why. I looked in forums. I'm trying to figure out what that sound is doing. Guys, it's like, that's just how some of them run. But I guess I never really paid any attention to that until I heard the exhaust leak, and then I was listening to every single sound I could possibly, you know, get my ears to hear, and then I finally picked up on that too. But yeah, that run I just took on the road, this thing runs like a freaking beast, and I'm so excited about that. I mean, it just runs, it runs so good. Now all it needs is transmission, rust repair, and a new paint job. The airbags we got to put on the back, and after that, I mean, KDP's tabbed, all the horsepower mods are in, the compound system's now fully functioning 100%, with no exhaust leaks around it. I mean, it's a good feeling. Big Stinky's gonna look mean. Mean. I mean, slowly but surely, guys. I mean, stuff's getting knocked out. Man, we gotta start the dually soon. It's been like freaking too long, but door handle's fixed. This bed, by the way, is so mint. No gooseneck in it, nothing. Just mint. Thinking about dumping the dually, because I'm gonna get a new paint job on. Like I said, I'm gonna get a new paint job on that soon. So I'm thinking about axle dumping the dually just to keep the back end clean. Not to mention when I get the parts in through DAP that I'm going to be using to build this truck, I'm going to also redo my AFC housing to reduce the soot that comes out the tailpipe, because it's a little bit excessive. Now, I haven't driven this truck a lot lately, and I actually, believe it or not, that's clean because I pressure washed it good, but it just smokes a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain amount where it's just like, I mean, I don't mind seeing a little bit of soot out the tailpipe. And then there's an amount where it's just like, that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Especially when it's a stock truck. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I'll get that sorted out. It's not a big deal. Probably level it up, new tires, paint job, all that stuff's probably going to be happening within the next, I want to say month, 2, possibly 3. Definitely stay tuned for that. This is going to put a wrap on this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to finally have this truck running with no exhaust leaks, because guys, that's not fun. It's never fun to, you know, finish a project and then have to go back and fix stuff. And it was just my lack of paying attention to detail when you're working on stuff 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, you know, midnight and all that, like super late nights and stuff, which is what I was doing when I was installing the compounds. First off, it takes longer because you're tired and you're falling into the engine bay. Second off, it's a little bit harder to pay attention to detail when your eyes are falling shut every second. So, I mean, you just got to take your time, make sure you do it right the first time, because I can blame whatever I want on that exhaust leak, but in all reality, I just pushed through it super late and I wasn't paying attention to the fine details. But you got to live and learn. Eventually, I'll get to a point where I get a lot better at this stuff, but right now, still in that learning curve. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments and likes down below. Share it with a friend if you enjoyed. Join the team, join the family, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out. I told them it's my turn now. They in the club and I'm in the studio. Guess they gonna learn now. Told myself I want it all, gotta get it all, never gonna burn out.